The final chapter of the 2022 season here at the Stafford Motor Speedway will be written this Friday night for our 5 weekly divisions, and for 3 of those divisions, kind of already know the outcome.
Yes, we have the late model champion decided in Adam Gray. We had the street stock championship decided with Travis Hydar, and then we got the SK Modifieds where Todd Owen clinches his 2nd consecutive championship, which is a very big accomplishment. It's hard to get one title in the SK Modifieds, but to go back-to-back, that's a huge one for him, backing it up from last year in a huge way in commanding fashion with an over 140-point lead.
Especially Bonssa in a division that averaged, 26, 28 cars every week and 12 different winners.
That's incredible. The last time we had that many different winners in a season, 2005, I was 9-10 years old at the time. It was a long time ago, and they had 13 different winners. We might have a 13th different winner by the time Friday night is done, because we've seen guys like Troy Talman do really well over the last few weeks. Andrew Moeller had a 2nd place not that long ago, so we could still see one more new winner. Last year, David Arute got his first points win, the SK Modifieds, in the photo finish against Noah Corner, who might get his first win in this championship finale.
Yeah, Troy Talman, so strong a week ago, came within, 150 yards of his first win here at Stafford?
It's a tough one for him to swallow. That's what he said, because he was so close. And he's got 3 runner-ups this year. He's gotten better. The car's gotten better. And he just really, really was so close to bringing that 3-car to victory lane. Maybe sooner rather than later. I know he doesn't want to wait 4, 5, 6 months until next year's Spring Sizzler, but he's got one more shot to do it this Friday, and I think he has a really good chance if he keeps up this performance.
And Todd Owen, looking for his 2nd win of the season, but an amazingly consistent season has earned him his 2nd consecutive SK Modified championship. In the late models, it's Adam Gray picking up championship number 4.
What a year.
Yep.
6 wins, 6 seconds, 14 consecutive top 5 finishes, and 13 of them are podiums after starting the year off with 3 straight races outside the top 5. What can you say about that 97 team? They figured something out a month into the season, and no one has been able to keep up with them consistently all year. We've seen guys do it for a period of time, like Gamba Corda, like Darrell Keene. But the hottest driver in the late models right now isn't Adam Gray. It's Tom Fern.
It is, coming on with a late season charge. Right now, 2nd in points, but too far back to close in on Adam for the title. But he's continuing to add to that win total.
4 wins in the last 6 or 7 races, and he's got 5 overall this year. If this is how 2023 might look, you're looking at glimpses of Tom Fern from 3-4 years ago when he won so many races and was hard to beat. If they keep this up at the end of the year and carry that over to 2023, the late model field better watch out.
And if I did my math right, 3rd on the all-time win list?
Yes, 79 career wins, 1 ahead of Keith Rocco because of his win last week.
That's right. In the SK Light Modifieds, we thought we were going to have a 3-way battle, and we still kind of do, but for the most part, the Tyler and Tyler show. We've been talking about them all year. Barry over Chapman.
Yes, but Tyler Chapman is our most recent winner. He got the victory last week. He cut a whopping 2 points out of Tyler Berry's point lead because Barry finished 2nd spot. And Barry has finished 2nd, and 1st the last 3 races, which has helped him regain the point lead that he lost about a month ago. Every driver among the top 3 had a slump this season, and that's caused the points to be waffling back and forth between those 3 drivers. But Barry, 3 straight finishes in the top 2. Tyler Chapman, our most recent winner, cuts the lead down to 10 for Barry. So Tyler Berry's got to stay within 4 positions of Chapman, and we can't forget Alex Pro. He's 30 points behind, but he's still in the picture mathematically, and with these big fields, there can be a huge swing. Barry's just got to stay close with Chapman and Pearl, and that title is his.
34 cars started last weekend. He only needs 15 spots, so if something happens to Tyler early in the race, Alex could be right back in the thick of things. In the limited late models, also down to a 2-driver battle for that championship, one of which is looking for his 3rd limited late model title.
Jeremy Lavoy, who's had a really good second half. Well, he's been really good all year, to be honest, but he's been finding victory lane the second half of the year. It took him 10 races to get that first win this season. Now he's got 3, and he's been more consistent than Rich Hammond. Last month has not been really good to that 28 car. He wrecked, finished 13th, and then an 8th and a 5th. But all those 3 times, he's finished behind Lavoy. It's crazy to think that he hasn't had back-to-back podiums since back in June. It's not like the 28 has been bad. They've been good all year. It's just the field is so tight. There's no margin for error, and that one DNF by Hammond cost him big time. He's still in it, though, 16 points behind. It won't be easy. Lavoy's got to stay within 7 positions to get that title, but it's not over until the checkered flag flies.
Speaking of back-to-back podiums, let's talk about our defending champion, Alex Fern, because we haven't heard much from her this year. A tough start to the year pretty much took her out of the run for the championship, but she's come on strong in the recent weeks as well.
Well, she's gotten her way back up to third in the standings after DNFs in the first 2 races of the year. But it's unbelievable to think that her second consecutive podium after Friday's finish was the first time all year that she's gotten back-to-back podiums. And it's kind of been a theme for most of our defending champions this season where it's just not been a good year to defend their title. The only guy that really defended their title well was Todd Owen, getting his second straight championship. But Michael Bennett's had a rough year. Derek Debus has had a rough year. Frank Latoil Jr. moved up to SK Lights. He's not had the year he's looking for. And then Alex Fern, third in points, but they have higher expectations. So it's just crazy to think. But again, the limited late model competition has been so stiff that it's not easy getting back-to-back podiums. You could finish second one day and finish sixth the next race. But that just shows how good Lavoy and Hammond have been all year long and why they're the 2 title contenders.
In a division that has seen 9 different winners this season. We'll wrap up this preview with the street stocks and the driver that we kind of pegged to be the early championship favorite with all the offseason shuffling in that division was Travis Hydar, and he's kind of lived up to it.
Yes. 5 wins on the year, only 2 finishes outside the top 5, which were DNFs.
They were.
And he had a little bit of a rough stretch in the summer where he pretty much lost 2 engines, but they still bounced back really well. And it had been a bit since he found victory lane until last Friday, getting his 5th win of the year, which ties him with Bobby Sturck as the 2 winningest drivers in the street stocks this season. Now he's got the championship locked up. I'm sure he wants to get that 6th victory so that he can be the champion and the most wins in the street stocks this year.
Yeah, because Bobby Sturck, when he wasn't winning, was having issues on pit road and
Yes.
behind the wall several times mid-season in that number 9 car. I'm sure we'll see a lot of this during the offseason in some of our highlight videos, but the street stocks this season have provided some of the most memorable moments of all the divisions here at Stafford.
Well, our tightest finish of the year was between Travis Downey and Jason Finkbein in a fantastic last lap battle, side by side, door to door, clean to the line in 5 1,000ths of a second. Visually, it's so hard to tell who won the race, but just by inches, Finkbein got that win. We've seen 3 drivers get their first career street stock win. We saw Sturck, Finkbein, and Downey find victory lane for the first time. And Travis Downey, he's had a rough couple weeks with a couple DNFs, but he's been really good in his sophomore year. He's breaking out with 3 wins on this season. The last 9 or 10 races have either been top 5s or DNFs, but that's just the way it goes in the street stocks. We've had a good car count, very good competition. Adrian Paredes at second in points. No, third in points.
Third in points.
He's third in points despite missing a race. It shows how good that team's been all year. Burt Willette's second in points. We knew he was going to be fast. Tyler Trott had a good run. It's just there's so many different drivers in the street stocks throughout the season that have come as contenders and having a chance in victory lane.
And then there's David Maish's spectacular crash off of turn
my
number
gosh,
4
yes.
where the GoPro fell out of the car and captured the second half of the incident. You couldn't do that again in a million tries.
You couldn't script that. It was almost like a movie, but it was real.
Those are just some of the storylines heading into NAPA Championship night this Friday night as we close out the 2022 season here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Hope you can join us. All the action begins at 6 o'clock here Eastern Time. And if you can't join us in person, you can tune us in on flowracing.com.